Hello, and today we've got a very special guest, Peter the Great.
Brought to you by Russia.
Peter, can I interest you in some drinks? Anytime. So, born on June 9th, 1672, to the parents Tsar Alexis and Natalia Kirillovna, Peter the Great was a Russian Tsar in the late 17th century. He was his father's 14th child, but his mother's first son. Because all of Peter's siblings were sickly, the Moscow uprising resulted in Ivan V and Peter the Great getting the throne from 1682 to 1696, as well as his sister becoming regent from 1682 to 1696. When Ivan died, Peter was officially declared sovereign of all Russia, which was severely underdeveloped compared to other European countries of that time. Instead of joining the hype of the Renaissance, Russia rejected Western influence and remained isolated from modernization. Now, Peter, could we please move into a few questions?
Go on if that is what you wish.
Why did you rule with your brother?
Well, I had joined the rule and with my brother Ivan V because he was very sickly, as was all of my other siblings who mostly died very young. Ivan V was my oldest brother, and I was the 14th child, but also the healthiest and most fit to rule. Ivan's rule unfortunately did not last very long, for he died. I was then able to rule Russia myself.
Very interesting. What did you do after your brother Ivan's death?
Party. I first started ruling Russia by myself and was named the Sovereign of Russia. I focused on strengthening our army and our navy, along with separating church from the schools. Because I had such power over the Orthodox Church, I also issued new administrative and territorial divisions in Russia.
Fantastic. What are some of your achievements?
Yes, my achievements. Some of my greatest achievements have been, I guess you could say, creating a standing army and breaking up nobleland and spreading it among peasants. I also created ranks so that nobles would be forced to work for the good of Russia and not for themselves. This also gave peasants the chance to prove themselves. No one was ranked based on their birth status.
Interesting. Why did you force Western clothing ideas upon Russia?
Well, in order to play the part, you have to look the part. So in order to become more modern, you must look more modern. The West needed to witness that Russia was becoming just as advanced as them, hence the new clothing.
Is it true that you also issued a beard tax?
Well, yes, and speaking of which...
Pain. Pain is all I feel.
The beard tax is true, along with many other taxes that I have installed in Russia. I taxed almost everything, even birthing children. I know, despicable. This system allowed for me to finance the newly organized armies and navies of Russia. This also benefited my goal of westernizing by causing people to look and dress like modern Europeans of the time. It was also a win-win situation for me.
What made you so determined to push Russia to become more modern?
Russia was severely underdeveloped. It was a severely underdeveloped nation. This was mainly because it was a landlocked country and having Asia's influence from the Mongolian Empire. I wanted Russia to become a great nation that could make decisions and mean something to people when the word Russia is uttered.
Very interesting. What wars did you fight?
Ooh, the wars, terrible wars. I fought in a war against Sweden, which gained me territory on the Baltic Sea. I also squashed my own citizens' revolts as to ensure that there are no chance of anyone foiling my goal of westernizing Russia. I also gained territory in Estonia, Latvia, Finland, and an access to the Black Sea from winning multiple wars with Turkey.
And what were some of your bad qualities or habits, Peter? This is gonna be so embarrassing. I cringe.
You think? Even though I had accomplished many great things and amazing feats, I had some bad qualities, you could say. I was known to be cruel and tyrannical. I also would not allow my citizens to protest against my policies. That was a no-no. Big no-no. So I would immediately suppress them. My word was law, and I ruled with an iron fist. Oh, and I also killed my eldest son out of suspicion of treason. I, may or may not be an alcoholic, too.
Assistant, can we get a zoom up on this not wine? Thank you. When and how did you die?
Oh, well, I died on February 8th, 1725. The most likely cause from my gangrene was found after an autopsy which was performed on my body. Gangrene was one of the body tissues die and causes blood loss to an area. This also damages organs and muscles, which led to my demise.
Wow. Fascinating.
I know.
Which child inherited Russia from you then?
None of my children inherited Russia from me. Catherine the Great succeeded my own policies because I failed to name the heir of my throne. My children may have died young except for my oldest son, Alexis, whom I killed because I suspected treason from him. Catherine furthered my great goal of westernizing Russia.
That's all the questions we have for today. But I'm just going to close on a short paragraph. Peter is best known for kindling the spark of Russia, which eventually became the great and powerful flame in the modern age. He was taught by multiple tutors, such as Nikita Zotov and Patrick Gordon, as well as Paul Menesius. Not only did he create many reforms, but studied science and technology. He also encouraged trade and commerce, modernized the Russian alphabet, introduced the Julian calendar, established the first Russian newspaper, defined his army, separated schools and churches, and adopted new administrative and territorial divisions of the country. His actions shaped Russia into the powerful nation it is today.
Peter, make Russia great again. Thank you.